Hey, One Plus Armor fans! Logan and Nick, and we're back for some more 40k. We have a rematch for you from the last game. So we got Nick's Daemons with his tasty Bloodthirster up against my Super Fiends. And I had an epiphany after our last battle report. The whole thing was a pun on the Super Friends. And who's the arch nemesis of the Super Friends? What's their team called?
Is that a cartoon?
Okay, it's the Legion of Doom!
Yeah.
The Legion of Doom. So, this is now the Legion of Doom. It's no longer the Super Fiends. So, really quick walk through my list. We're here after deployment. We've done our scout moves and everything. So on my side, I've got 4 librarians on bikes, Master Level 2, one with an Auspex, that is the Fist guy. It's going to be the easiest. We have an Interrogator Chaplain with Power Fist and Lightning Claw. We've got 2 Wolfguard Battle Leaders with a normal 3-up armor. They've got Storm Shield and Power Fist, along with 2 Fenrisian Wolves each. We have 2 Iron Priests with Thunderhammer Storm Shields. I wish they could take them. With Thunderhammers and 3 Cyber Wolves each. We have a Ravenwing Command Squad with a banner for the auto hit and run, 46. With an Apothecary, now painted in Apothecary style colors. 1 normal dude with a grenade launcher. There it is, the grenade launcher. And then 1 normal guy who is chilling right there. I think that's everything in that unit. Then we've got 2 units of 3 bikes. One's tucked in there, the other is a bit easier to see over here. These guys have Grav, and Compy Grav on the champion. And then in reserves, chilling over here on the table, we got 2 units of 5 Wolf Scouts. So, going on to Nick's side here, we've got Nurglings, more Nurglings, some Plague Bearers with a Herald who has the Bell, I believe.
The Bell and the Feel No Pain.
There you go, Bell and Feel No Pain.
Bloodthirster with a gift.
It still has Armor of Scorn as well?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Armor of Scorn.
And his gift was the sword, so you can choose to not use the axe if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the Screamers. Master level 1 this time on him?
Yeah, with the Grimoire. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
Fate Weaver. Demon Prince.
Impossible Robe. Master level 1.
Master level 1.
Flight, of course.
Flight, and he's got a gift as well, and he rolled Feel No Pain, and then Bellicor.
Alright, and Bellicor. Then in reserves, you've got a unit of Pink Horrors.
Yeah, that are Deep Strike.
Alright, cool. So, we are playtesting one of the Capital City Bloodbath missions, mission number 2, which is called Precious Metals. We have 2 relics at the center line of the table in this Hammer and Anvil deployment. So, they're right there. And then around the table, center of each table quarter, we have objective markers. And the way this works is similar to the other mission we were working on. If you control objectives at the top of your turn in your table half, they are worth 1 point each. But if you control those objectives in your opponent's table half, each of them is worth 3 points each. And then end of the game, the relics are worth 10 points each. Obviously, a unit can only control 1 at a time, but separately they're 10 points each. For tertiaries, we have Warlord, Linebreaker, and Big Game Hunter. Big Game Hunter being kill the unit worth the most in your opponent's army, which for me is a tie between my 2 Iron Priests, I believe, and for Nick is his D-Thirster. So, that is that. Nick has the choice of first turn, but before we get to that, one other note, we are playing on a clock today. So we're doing a 2.5 hour long game. We're pausing just to do the video. But this is after deployment, after psychic powers, after table sides and everything. So Nick has 1 hour and 10 minutes left, and I have 1 hour and 6 minutes left, because my stuff, I guess, takes a little longer. I'm not quite as familiar with my list. So the way we're going to play this is basically tap back and forth for, whatever, for saves, for turns, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the game, if you run out of time, you're basically done playing. You're still rolling saves in combat and whatnot, but your opponent gets to play out their time. So whether or not this is a good idea, we don't know yet, but we're going to try it out. We got a couple ideas for how we want to handle this, and we're just going to see what works best. So with that in mind, Nick, do you want first turn or second?
I'll let you go first.
You'll let me go first. All right, I am not going to seize then. I get to go first.
You get to go first.
Yeah, all right, interesting. All right, good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
And we'll be back at the end of Space Wolves and Friends turn. Here at the end of the Legion of Doom, turn 1. My guys moved up a little bit. We did not grab the relic because Nick's stuff is right there. I didn't want to eat the charge. So if he wants to come get that and limit his movement, he is welcome to. I'm happy to go for a late game grab on that. We'll see what happens with those Nurglings, but I'm not super worried. We'll see if I live to regret that. Anyway, these guys moved up. We got invisibility off, used empiric channeling from the Lib Conclave, so I went off on 5 dice. We did endurance. I specifically rolled 4 dice to try to limit my perils, and I got a perils. And because I rolled so few dice, Nick managed to deny it. So, one of my librarians who doesn't really have anything useful is down to 1 wound, which is a little bit balls, because I don't have life leech to heal him up. Anyway, that is that. That was movement, that was psychic. Shooting, we just spread out a tiny, tiny bit. Nick doesn't really have any blasts that I'm concerned about. No barrage, so I've got these guys up front. Basically everything's spread equidistant, so I can choose my lookout sirs as I want, which will be nice. We'll see where that goes. But with that, yeah, those guys are there. The bikes are still chilling in the ruins. And the other unit of bikes is chilling in these ruins just so I can get some points from both of these. Hopefully at the top of my next turn, and stay out of range and out of line of sight from any psychic shrieks, except for on this unit. So with that, we're going to go over to Nick's turn 1. End of Demons 1. We've got some horrors here. Nick got a free unit on his Warp Storm. Pretty nice.
Yes.
And then they had a 1-inch run. A bit less nice, but it is what it is. So, what did you do here? You got some Nurglings up on the Relic?
Yep, Nurglings are on the Relic. These guys are trying to come this way. Demon Prince flying at this end of the table. Bellacore and Fady up in the air. I tried casting Terrify and Dominate, but Logan was able to deny both of them, and he denied my beam.
Bolt of Change?
Yeah, Bolt of Change. Though I did get off Shrouding.
Yep.
And moved up the Bloodthirster. He's grimmed right now. I moved up these guys in the ruins, rolled 3-1, so I lost a Screamer to...
yeah, some unlucky saves as well.
Yeah, some unlucky saves. What are you going to do?
Yep.
So that's about it.
Alright. So, going into my turn 2, I'm going to get 2 points, because I got this objective, and I got the objective over there. Because Nick didn't run quite far enough to deny it. Not quite. Alright, and for time left, for those keeping score at home, I have 1 hour and 23 seconds. Nick has 1 hour and 5 minutes and 21 seconds. Anybody who's ever said Nick is slow is apparently wrong. Alright, we'll be back at the end of my turn. End of my turn 2. Interesting times, interesting times. Alright, so Bikers chilled here to give me hopefully another objective. So I'm up 2-0 right now, but Nick's gonna get some in his turn. My other Bikers move behind the building here so they don't get shrieked or shot at or anything. It does give up a point, but I think it's better than losing my bikes because they're gonna be useful later. My 2 units of scouts came on. These guys came on this side. They both originally actually came on that side. I got a little greedy. I wanted to try to both get them over here, but I didn't. So they ended up splitting with their acute senses rerolls. So these guys came on, killed a space shark though, which is nice. Mm-hmm. Then over there they came on, shot at the plague bearers, did nothing. Over here in the middle, we got some lucky shooting at the Nurglings. Yeah. Of course, I didn't really think that they were sitting on their 5-up out in the open. I'm used to them having 2+ cover, so that was sort of wasted. But basically what I wanted to do was multi-charge them, because we had 3 bases, and multi-charge this guy. And I probably should have stopped shooting. I think I killed, what, 2 bases just from the Plasma Talons?
And took a wound off.
Yeah, so that was a mistake, but it is what it is. Live and learn. So anyway, we multi-charged there. Psychic Phase, we got telepathy, we got invisibility and endurance off on the units. Not that it did anything. So we charged into the D-Thirster for the multi-charge, and did, what, 2 wounds total to him?
Yeah.
2 wounds to him. Did 2 wounds over on those guys. So I'm thinking, hey, 4 wounds against the Bloodthirster. That's not bad.
I was a little worried.
He'll be leadership 6. Like, he's got a good chance of popping.
Yeah.
And I'm invisible. You're hitting on 5s. And what do you roll?
I rolled 5 hits, 3 like 6s, then hatred, so I re-rolled, and then another hit, and then rolled the
so
D.
6 hits on an invis unit.
Yeah.
Which is brutal. And yeah, then the D came through and took out a bunch of guys. So here's the thing. So we're playing this for ITC because it's what we're doing for the tournament. But there is some disagreement between us for how these things get allocated. So for ITC, and we looked this up after the fact, unfortunately, 'cause it would have made a difference. But the way ITC does it,
Actually,
is,
the way the results happen, it wouldn't have made a difference.
it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here's the question, because we'd appreciate the clarification anyway. So the D hits go out. For ITC, I get to look out, sir, before the hits are rolled to see what happens, which is fine, because it wouldn't have changed anything, because it was a challenge. So it actually doesn't make any difference. So the question is, once Nick rolled to wound, he rolled, you got 1/6 result and a couple D3s, right?
4 regular.
4 D3s, right?
Yeah.
So what we ended up doing, and where the disagreement comes, is in the rules for wound allocation. It says anything that does different. What's the exact wording for this? But basically, while Nick looks that up, the wording is something along the lines of different AP values, different strength, or different, there's specific wording, wound something or other, wound effects.
Yeah.
So the way I read that is basically if you've got attacks that are like 6 on instant, or instant death on 6s versus not instant death otherwise, then they'd be allocated in separate pools. But my take on this is that they're all destroyer weapons, so they're all destroyer hits. They're all the same weapon type, they're all the same AP, they're all the same strength. And Nick, what is the wording, and what's your interpretation on this?
Yeah, if there are wounds with different strengths, AP values, or special rules that affect the saving throws, or the effect of any wounds they inflict, split them into several pools of wounds. So Logan's interpretation is D is the special rule and whatever, so they all belong in the same wound pool.
Right.
But me, it's since the 6 result is an effect of the wounds they inflict, because the effect is D3 wounds, the other one's D6 plus 6, they belong in different wound pools.
Right.
So that's what we're not totally sure.
Right, and my take on it is they're both specifically multiple wounds. It does a different amount of wounds, but it's not necessarily instant death versus not. Anyway, the result, as we said, made absolutely no difference.
It wouldn't
for
have
this.
changed anything.
Yeah, because anyway, this guy ended up getting 3 wounds on him from the D3, so he got punked anyway. So the result didn't change. But let us know how you guys handle that, because it's definitely interesting, and it's going to come up again for sure with this guy seeing play. Anyway, at the end of this turn, I ended up dropping the relic because I had an 11-inch charge, so that's fine. It basically stayed where it was.
One difference is, I'm just reading out, is the devastating hit. So it says solid hit versus devastating hit, and this says no saves of any kind are allowed. So that changes.
There you go. That does change it. Okay. Good catch. Good catch. All right. With that, my Cyberwolf is in little giblets. Anyway.
Yeah.
End of this here. These guys are in. I'm going to stay in combat because I don't think Nick can get a repeat on that. I pray he can't, because that Bloodthirster should go down next turn, because Nick does not have Cursed Earth, so the best he can get is the 3+ invul. So we'll hope and pray, but in the meantime, these guys get to run around and have a good time. So we're going to be going into Nick's turn 2, where Nick is going to get 2 points. And we'll be back at the Let's look at the clock. This is pretty crazy. Clock is not good for me. I have 40 minutes left. Nick has an hour. So, Nick, tell us about your turn 2 here.
It wasn't as good as last turn. He came on the ground. These guys moved up to claim this objective here. The Nurglings took this relic and are starting to get out of dodge with it. Try to cast some psychic powers. Got Dominate off, failed Terrify. I did Invis, only got 2 successes, and Logan denied it.
Just on 2 though, with all of my dice. It was really close.
Yeah. And Be'lakor periled as a result, took a wound, hit the ground, took another wound. So now he's on the ground, which sucks. Logan's dominated, but he's on leadership 9, so it's not a good chance that it's going to do anything. The Screamers tried to kill, they cast Flicker Fire, killed one of the scouts, and tried to run them over, didn't do anything there.
Yeah, you rolled what? You had 5 hits?
Yeah.
7 hits.
Yeah.
7 hits and did 1 wound.
Yeah, exactly. And Flicker Fire rolled 6 shots.
Yeah,
one
Flicker Fire
hit.
flubbed.
One
Yeah.
hit. So.
No, the dice are not on your side this time.
No, and then with the D Thirster, he scored 1 hit and then rolled a 1 for the D. And then out of like 6 or 7 wounds, he failed 4 or 5 saves on a 3 that was a 3+. So
Yeah.
that didn't go my way at all. I hoped he would last one more turn and take out.
Oh, it would have been huge if you lasted one more turn. It would have given me a multi-charge opportunity though, right? Because I could have hit and run to over here.
Maybe.
So it would have been interesting, but it would have given you another chance to get rid of invis and endurance and stuff, right?
Yeah. So that's about it. Otherwise, that's the stage right now. So don't know where this is gonna go, to be honest.
Rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll be back at the end of the Legion of Doom turn 3. That's the noise my army's gonna make. Dice. So the same dice problems that Nick had, I'm now having.
Yeah.
So, my turn here. Got set up for just beauty. Just a beaut of a turn. These guys broke off. Come over here. Get rid of that Grim for me, because these guys have nothing on them. Over here, we got 2 Demon Princes on the ground. Bellacor's down to 2 wounds. Could not be better. Split my units. Get ready for the multi-charge. No way that I can't get both of them. 2-inch charge over here. No way I can fail it. Fail my leadership test to roll endurance from Dominate. Fail my leadership test to shoot in the shooting phase. Fail my leadership test to charge. Fail my leadership test to charge.
Dominate is the ultimate spell.
So, Nick's luck with dice earlier, where he failed 6 armor saves when he should have failed 2. I just failed 3 leadership 8 tests and a leadership 9
This
test
is
in a row.
definitely bigger.
This is ridiculous.
Me losing the Bloodthirster a little early is disappointing, though
Yeah.
he smacked out like a Wolf Lord and some dogs. Like
Yeah, you did a good job.
he did it, he took shit down with him. But this is a bigger thing, I think. It's not. The game's not over by any.
No, it's
stretch.
not over, but unfortunately for me, what this means is these guys are both free to do whatever they want, so they're going to be back in the air. Which means this unit of Bites is dead, and it means these guys are going to have a hard time. Basically, I had an opportunity to seize the game right there, and just lost that opportunity big time. And it puts me in a really, really vulnerable position too, which is not nice. Anyway, with that, that's the end of it. I got 4 points this turn, so I had that objective, and I had this one over here. We're going to be going into Nick's turn 3 now, where Nick is going to get 4 points. So with that, back at the end of Nick's. Of the Demons, turn 3.
Yeah.
First off the clock, Nick's got 47 left. I have 27. I am slow playing. Nick, what happened?
This was a crap turn.
It's been a shit turn 3 for both of us.
So I failed Grim on them, even with the reroll.
Yep.
Psychic phase, I casted Shriek by the Demon Prince, but then he missed. I can't wait till we get that fact where you don't have to roll to hit with Shriek. So anyways, he missed. I casted Dominate on these guys, luckily.
Yep.
Be'lakor rolled 2 dice for Shriek. Or was it 2 dice for Shriek?
You rolled double 6s on it.
Double 6
I let
on
it go.
Dominate or something.
No, Dominate I let go. You got it on 2 as well.
Yeah.
Shriek was your double 6
He
on
rolled
this
double
unit.
6, took a wound, hit the ground, took another wound and died.
Yeah.
So that's 2 turns in a row he does that off of, I wasn't going balls out with dice rolls.
No, not at all.
So anyways, Be'lakor just decided, fuck this.
And that's Big Game Hunter for me.
Yeah, you get Big Game Hunter because he is.
Yeah, we did double check that, and it is the most expensive in this list.
Yeah. So other than that, Be'lakor casted Infernal Gateway on this unit.
Or Fate Weaver did.
Or Fate Weaver, sorry.
Yep.
Of course, rolled Strength 10, but then rolled 2, got 4 hits, rolled 2 1s, so Logan was able to kill 2 dogs.
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to do glass half full, he's running out of those ablative wounds.
Yes, very quickly. But fortunately, that's what they're there for.
Yeah. Other than that, not an awful lot. So I'm at 4 points as well. I've got this relic over here, but I think Logan might have something to say about that.
It's possible.
Oh yeah, my what did they call? My unit of 10 horrors came in. Thought it was a safe distance, but then scattered 10 inches. Luckily, they just go on ongoing reserves. So yeah, really, really bad turn. Might as well not have played it. In fact, if I had not played this,
It would have been better.
It would have been better. But hey, that's a dice game. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna go into Logan's turn 4. I've got 47 minutes. He's got 27.
All right. At the top of my turn, I get another 4 points because I got that one and that one. Back at the end of Space Marines 4. Legion of Doom's turn 4. This timer, man, this is tight. I think I'm a pretty fast player, but I only got 20 minutes left. So it's gonna be rough. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to get past turn 6. Anyway, what we've got here is at the end of my turn, I move my bikers over here, charged into the horrors. Didn't do quite as well as I wanted. My Hammer of Wrath did nothing. My 4 attacks, I did a couple wounds though. I think I did 2 or 3, then a couple more died. So he's down by 6, lost 6 there. Or should I say lost 6 total. For the rest of it, my scouts moved over into the ruins there, and they're chilling. So they're hopefully going to grab that objective. My bikes stayed here. I'm hoping they don't get killed this turn. We'll see what happens though. And then over on this side, my big unit came all together. They are still dominated. There we go. Which prevented me from casting Endurance, and Nick denied my invisibility, which went off on like 4 dice or something. Mm-hmm. He denied that, so they're actually sitting here with their dick in their hand, which isn't too nice. But they are leadership 9, so they should be okay, maybe? We'll see what happens. Past that, what happened here? So, we did a charge over here, past the Dominate this time, thank God. So we're going to be able to hopefully pick up that relic. Almost definitely be able to pick up that relic, which will be nice. We talked about that combat. There's nothing over there. And then over here, my glorious, glorious scouts, heroes of the Imperium. I love scouts, man. What do you think about scouts right now, Nick?
Oh, figured with Grim, I was going to be okay, but I did the silly thing of grimming. Well, actually, there wasn't much I could do because you had your guys here, and the scouts here. So.
Oh yeah, you went for the lesser 2 evils.
I had to move there. It's just unfortunate I failed Grim on a reroll.
Failed Grim. So they were sitting on just a 6 up invul save.
Yeah.
So the scouts came in, and yeah, I mean I'm used to playing with cultists, right? So my weak models usually suck. These guys were pretty crazy. A strength 4, 3 attacks each on the charge for the close combat guys, so bolt pistol and close combat weapon.
Yeah.
They did some work. We only did 2 wounds, which would have been enough to keep them there. You had 2 screamers left, both on 1 wound.
Yeah, but then I rolled double 6s.
So the whole unit popped. So that was pretty rough. He was testing on 6 anyway, so there was
testing on 7 because I lost by 1.
You're 8 for the Herald, right?
Yeah.
So there was a chance of losing a couple guys, but either way, it worked out well for me. So I'll count my blessings. But yeah, past that, these guys are sitting here chilling with Dominates. My bikes are in combat. Those bikes are over there, scouts, and then those scouts are chilling over there. So we've just got them as sort of the elephant in the room right now, and then 2 big nasty flying monster creatures and a unit of horrors who are about to drop in.
Yep.
So with that, we'll be over to Nick's turn. It's turn 4.
So the rolls are continuing to be shitty.
Yeah, we're all cursed tonight.
Oh, fuck that.
At least it means that the bad luck is gone before the drive home, right?
I'm not driving home.
Some of us are.
But yeah, so what I did now is I tried to take advantage of Logan being invised here.
Or not invised, right?
Or not invised, sorry. Threw a lot of magic at it. I don't think I did 1 wound.
You did a wound. You did 1 wound. One
wound on him. I cast. This is an Exalted Flamer. My model, I still haven't unpacked it. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, Nick just moved. It's forgivable.
Yeah, so anyways, he did like 5 hits with the Torn Flamer, but then 1 wound.
Yeah, two wounds.
2 wounds.
2 wounds, and my iron priest passed both.
Yeah, so that sucked. These guys came in, so they jumped on the relic. They failed their ability to flicker fire. He failed his ability to psychic shriek the bikes over there.
Yeah, with the Fady reroll, right?
Yeah, so like just not going my way at all. So other than that, I think Logan's gonna pull ahead, unless, yeah.
Yeah, we will see. So going into my turn, I'm gonna get 1, 2.
Why would you get that one?
Because you, oh no, you're not flying anymore. Okay, so I get 4 points going into my turn. So it's basically been the same for both of us every turn.
Yeah.
All right, for time, Nick is still doubling my time. I've got 18 minutes, Nick has 36. So I have to play fast and furious. It's gonna be rough. With that, we'll go into my turn 5. Turn 5. Clock is still tight. I got 12 minutes. My turns are getting shorter and shorter as the game gets longer. So yeah, Nick actually has triple my time now, which is brutal because he's only got like 5 models. So it's going to be rough. All right, so what do we got here? We've got the Exalted Flamer there. I forgot to run this unit. That's going to hurt. Shit. Okay, well, that's a thing. Over here, anyway, these guys are invisible. Oh, shit, you can still use it. Yeah, it's gonna suck. All right, that's the thing. So they are invisible. They've got that relic. Over there, that unit is still in combat with the one horror who has the relic. Those scouts are chilling in the building still. Over here, we brought an Iron Priest, the Interrogator Chaplain, 2 Librarians I actually think forgot to roll for, but it doesn't matter. 2 Cyber Wolves, and 4 Scouts. Nick's combat did a total of nothing.
Yep.
I killed 5, and that's forgetting to roll my Librarians, then he rolled double 1, so his unit's back to full strength. So that worked out pretty well for him. Makes up for the dice rolls he's been having earlier. So with that, going into Nick's turn, he's going to get 3 points for controlling that.
And 1 for here, because I'm upset.
Yes, and 1 for there, because you are OBSEC. So, another turn where we get 4. For Psychic Phase, I got Invisibility here, I got Endurance there. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be not a lot left on the table at the end of 5 here, but that is Nick. Demons 5.
5.
This is a close game.
It is a close game.
Oh man,
Fuck.
flopping stuff everywhere.
So Fate Weaver, instead of trying to pound out over here, what he's doing is he went this way, he killed the last biker here, and then created a unit of Screamers, so that if it went to a turn 6, they would have that objective.
Yep.
The Demon Prince went this way to help out with the combat. Didn't do so hot, but still managed to kill 2 bikers. While at the same time, I rolled a good leadership save on my horror, which meant I got to keep the relic, which is pretty important if the game ends.
Yeah, didn't manage to kill that guy.
Yeah, so the game ends, I still have that relic.
Yeah, the game ends, it's damn near a perfect tie, actually, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Again, 2 games in a row.
2 games in a row. Over here, the combat, I managed to kill 1 of the librarians, but Logan's Feel No Pain was able to rescue a lot of wounds, which was good. Myself, I rolled pretty good with my Invol saves, so
fantastically well.
Yeah, so that I lost my Herald, so I don't have Feel No Pain anymore, or the -1 leadership bell, so let's remember that. And then I lost 2 other guys, so
you're only down by 3.
I was only down
5.
Yeah, so I rolled a good leadership, so I was able to stick around, which also means I deny him this point if it goes to a turn 6.
Well, potentially deny me, right? Because you've got top. Oh, no, I have top of turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was your turn. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I see what's going on.
So I deny you that point. So that
and you got Screamers over here.
So I got the Screamers over there. So my goal was, I put Fady over there to make Screamers. My goal is now, since kill points doesn't matter, probably should have thought of this earlier. I could have just been bombarding the table with stuff like Plague Drones and Screamers to, contest all the different things. But you live and learn. We usually play with kill points, so kind of don't summon that much. Anyways. He flamed over here, but
past my 4-up Feel No Pain, because I've got Warp Flame and I've got Feel No Pain from the Apothecary.
Yeah. So other than that, it's turn 5. Logan's on 9 minutes and 58 seconds. I'm telling you, he's picking it up and he's doing quite well.
I had a 2-minute turn.
Yeah, exactly.
I played a 2-minute turn.
Yeah, exactly. I'm feeling the luxury here because I've got plenty of time to mull things over, and so I don't know if chess clocks become a thing. Well, we'll talk about it later. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm at 26 minutes. We're going to go into turn 6. Logan, you want to roll?
Seal my own fate here. So this is going to be nasty. We have a turn 6?
We have a turn 6.
We'll be back at the end of Legion of Doom turn 6. Here at the end of my turn 6. This is the clock. I have 5 minutes left. This is rough. And I found out a vast majority of my time is spent rolling dice for my attacks, because I got so many different initiative steps, so many different models, it's nuts. Anywho, that combat over there, my bikes are now dead, which is poopy for me. My scouts are not happy. They're probably going to die, but that's okay. It's not going to change anything, unless there's a turn 7. But I think it's a little bit of a moot point there. Over here, we managed to kill those guys, so I should be able to get this point next turn, which will be nice if we have a turn 7, which, odds are we probably will. Well, yes, no, it's a 4+ now, so 50% chance I'll get some points there. I managed to deny Nick getting this one, though. I killed that one screamer.
Poor placement.
Yeah, well, one hell of a clusterfuck on my side, too. I tried to shriek them, and it got denied. I tried to shoot them with the plasma talons. All this, it was like bolter fire that killed them. It took 1 wound from the rapid fire and grenade launcher from this guy here, that guy, and then 1 wound from bolters, and that was what finished off. And that was with the Fady reroll on them, so that was pretty tight. So yeah, they are gone off that objective, but still live with 2 guys. That was a really good summon by Nick. Forced me to move into sort of an iffy position here. Yeah, combat there is done. Managed to finish them off just from number of wounds, since they didn't feel no pain. So my scouts are chilling on the objective in the ruins down here, and these guys are over for line breaker, which I need to double check if it's set for deployment zone or 12 inches, but either way, we've got it now. And with that, we're going into Nick's turn 6. We'll be back. This is a crazy game. So this is the bottom of turn 6. What happened?
Well, I thought, gonna prep for turn 7, and anyway, gonna prep for turn 7. So I thought, I'll go over here. Fady will shriek here. Didn't do anything. It's like, okay, I'll just throw my dice at incursion, create another unit of screamers so they can sit here. Throw 5 dice at it, don't get it. Even with the Fady reroll, don't get it. But I perils. Hits Fady. He hits.
Oh, you did get it with the perils. I just dispelled it.
Oh yeah,
I rolled like 6 sixes or something.
He rolled 6 6s, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then, so Fady takes 2 wounds between the perils and hitting the ground.
Yep.
So he's run, go as far away as he can.
Yep.
The flamers here, this guy took a wound off here, but now give him 3 up, feel no pain. So I don't know if that's a win or not.
It's a thing.
So the screamers are sitting there in case it goes to turn 7. The horror is just running out of distance just to keep the relic well outside of Logan's grasp. The Demon Prince goes here, and I've decided, should I just sit there and deny Logan the point, or should I charge, wipe the unit, not worry about it. He's Demon Prince, figured a couple scouts should, be a problem. Goes in, not only does he kind of flood most of his attacks, he kills 2 guys. Whatever, not a big deal. Logan should be fine. Logan managed to do 3 wounds. I fail a save, and then because I have the impossible robe, I roll 11 on his leadership test, so he died.
Oof.
So it seems like every turn so far has had a cataclysmic
Yeah.
poor roll for me.
Yeah.
That I'm this hot, I'm losing this game, but that I'm actually even made it a close game, I think is.
Oh, this is still really, really close. I'm pretty sure.
You have it, but anyway.
We both. Okay. Well, we'll see what the score is, but anyway.
So we're gonna go see if turn 7 happens.
And if so, I've got 4 minutes and 55 seconds for my turn, and we have a turn 7.
We have a turn 7.
We'll be back after I'm sweating. The game, and holy balls, this was close, and it was because I screwed up so hard. The clock is real.
Yeah.
This is a real thing. I had 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I could have taken my time. I should have taken my time, but it's my first time playing with the clock. It gets to me. So, without showing the score, here's what happened. This is all turn 7, all in one. This guy has the relic. I moved this guy. I said, good, he's in the right place. And then I went to one of my other units. No more moving that unit, because I moved them. Didn't bubble wrap it. Got a 2-inch run. That's less than 3 inches. So, that denied me my relic. Nick still got his. The lone horror holding it down. And we both basically did nothing in our last turn. I screwed up there really, really bad. Made sure I had line breaker. I got 6 points, which was nice in that turn, but it wasn't quite enough. So end of the game, Nick's got, so he denied that relic. He doesn't control it, but he denied it. He's got that one. So he had 17 points throughout the game, plus 1 for line breaker from Fady over here, and another 10 for his relic. So he's at 28 points. I had a lot throughout the game. I had 23 points throughout the game, which is crazy for a Death Star Army. That's pretty good. 23 points throughout the game. I have line breaker, and I had big game hunter, so I finished with 25. So it's a 3-point difference. That's an 18-12 for Nick on this. So again, a super close game.
Yeah.
It would have been a huge. Can't believe I gave that up. Oh man, because that would have been
a 22-7 for you.
It would have been. I would have been at 35 points, right? 35 to your 28. So yeah, I would have been at 22-7. Whew. Oh well, it is what it is. You live and learn, right? This is the kind of mistake you make once and don't go back to. As I'm still getting used to playing this list, right? This is my second game with it, so mistakes were made, feelings were hurt, but not Nick's feelings because he won.
They were hurt all throughout the game.
Oh yeah,
they're better now.
Yeah, there you go. That's some poetic justice. That's the chaos gods. That's the tricksters right there playing with me. Anyway, man, that was a really fun game.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. As always, you guys on the YouTubes, let us know what you think of the mission. What do you think of the video? What do you think of us? How sexy you think Nick is? How sexy you think my voice is? No.
I recommend that everybody try clocking their games. I know there's a lot of resistance in the community. I wasn't a big fan either, but to be honest, I didn't feel like it obstructed the game much. It wasn't as impossible as people think between rolling saves and hits and stuff. It's just punch, punch, tap. And even like it wasn't that big a deal if you forget once or twice, like if that's 10, 12 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
The general idea of keeping games within a certain time limit, I think is great, and this was a great way of doing it. It meant...
And here's what's worth noting on top of that. We just played a 7-turn game with 2 1850-point armies, like tournament-style armies, right? The list I'm running is definitely GT major worthy. No, I've got no question about that. Nick's list is really strong as well, and we have almost 18 minutes left out of a 2.5-hour game. Like obviously it's later than that because we've been filming, but the actual time spent in game, right there. So that's 18 minutes. So we played 7 turns in 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Yeah. So there's no reason in my mind for games not to make it past, not to make it to turn 7 if should you roll that. Yeah. Some people say, well, my army takes more to move. I don't know. Super Friends is a crazy army that takes a lot of small movements, a lot of attacks. If you're that battle company player or that 100 jet bike player that can't do it in time, I don't know.
Yeah. So here's the thing on that, right? Like, I understand it. It kind of sucks if somebody says, yeah, you can't play through toys, right? And that's very, very fair. Like that's why I have decided to stick with 1850 for now, because I like my double storm surge. I like having a bunch of stuff on my list.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it this way, right? I've got 2 minutes left on this. If I had been playing slower, I'm not necessarily, I could use more time for my army, but I'm taking away Nick's time, right? Like these clocks were set to 1 hour and 15 minutes each. So if I'm playing my battle company and I take 2 45-minute turns or something, which is not uncommon for a lot of battle company players you see, right? Suddenly Nick has 15 minutes less to play the game, and we're on turn 3, right? It eats up the time. It's not fair to your opponent, far more so than it's not fair to the person playing the army that takes the time.
I don't feel like it's any more competitive because you have a round. It's, like when you play any sport, this isn't a sport, when you play any sport, one team doesn't get more time to play than the other team. So I think the clock idea, you get that much time. It isn't that labor intensive or impossible to swap, to press time in, time out for when you're making your rolls. Not a big deal if you forget it for 10 seconds because whatever. That's really generally not the problem. The problem is, like Logan said, these 45-minute turns. So like I said, if you can't play your battle company within that clock, maybe you shouldn't be playing battle company.
Or maybe you just need to practice with it more, right?
Or maybe you need to practice with it more, that too.
Because there are a lot of people, like, if you take a look at a lot of the really good battle company players, like, let's take Frankie from Frontline, for example, right? Or Kieran from our club.
Yeah, Kieran.
These guys have no problem playing 5, 6, 7 turns in a 2.5 hour round.
In their last tournament,
right?
Kieran was probably the first one done most
of the time. He had one game that ran a little long, but that was battle company against battle company, so it'll happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think the moral of the story is there's time. Like, if it takes you longer, honestly, you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your opponent. Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Play your game.
I'm totally pro clocks. You can even do 1850 lists, 1850 tournament lists.
So on that note, like you didn't have too much of a time crunch. I did in this game. What do you think about this, with a time limit but lower points, say 1650, 1750?
My personal preference is 1850 because, and I'm going to be honest, the only reason is because I put a lot of time and effort painting my models, and I just want to play with them.
Yep, that's fair.
But if Logan's tournament in the area went 1500, I'm not going to not go to these tournaments because it's 1500. It just means, okay, Demon Prince are going to be benched once in a while.
Right.
I have 15 minutes left in the clock, and I didn't really feel too pressured, but I've been playing Demons now for a couple months, so I'm starting to get used to the army.
Oh yeah, a couple months with this, I'll probably be a lot faster too.
Yeah, exactly. So with 1850, I don't feel the crunch. I guess you'll have to ask Tau, Eldar, Battle Company players and see what they say.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's open for discussion, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that is us. Thank you very much for watching. As always, check us out on our website, oneplusarmor.com, Facebook, facebook.com/oneplusarmor.
If you're in the northeastern U.S., Quebec, Ontario, got a lot of money and like to fly, check out Capital City Bloodbath. It's it's like the gold tournament. I don't know what it is. The gold standard tournament of the area.
So it's a 3-day GT, potentially major for ITC. We've got enough to fit 64 players. It's 40k doubles and singles, the singles being the headliner event. Age of Sigmar doubles and singles, again with singles being the headliner for 2 days. Doubles are on the Friday, singles are on the weekend. We've got, I think, like 7 War Machine events. We have X-Wing, we have Batman, we've got the Gamer Garage sale, which was awesome last year. Catered lunches for the Saturday and Sunday if you have a ticket to the singles. Definitely check it out. Really, really recommended. We've got a group rate at the hotel right across the street. All the info you could ever want is at capitalcitybloodbath.com.
You'll see the One Plus Armor crew.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there. I'll be running it, but we'll be there. Nick will be playing. You can play against Nick. Yeah, so check that out. You can contact us on Twitter. Nick, you're at OnePlusNick.
OnePlusNick.
I'm at OnePlusLogan. And as always, if you really like us, you're a rich oil baron or something, check us out on Patreon. We do appreciate any support we get. It's patreon.com.
Anybody. Please.
Anybody, yeah. Patreon.com/OnePlusArmor. Anyway, thanks for watching.